So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, thank you for coming, and please subscribe if you guys have been here or have seen my videos before. Thank you for joining me again. So as you can tell by the title, today's little story is going to be about my pregnancy, how I was pregnant at 18 years old, and how I told my mom, how my boyfriend told his parents, everything that has to do with that. So first things first, I was fresh out of high school. I had just graduated high school in May, and I got pregnant at the end of October. So between those few months in between, I had been through a lot. Like, a lot has changed so much and so fast in so little time. I remember graduating high school in May and losing my brother, my best friend, the only man that was like always right there in my life. So I did not know how to deal with any of this. And keep in mind, it was not expected. Like, it wasn't something that I knew was going to happen. It was unexpected. I did not think that I would ever lose him, honestly. So it hit unexpected to my whole family, and it took a toll on all of us, especially my poor mom. We were always so close growing up, and so it was hard. It was hard on my whole family. But yes, I lost my brother June 21st, and in a separate video I will talk about that when I'm ready. It's kind of a hard situation. Like I said, it was unexpected, hard situation. So I had started beauty school in October, early October, and I would go, I was part-time, so I'd go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, from morning to night, from like 8 to 8. So they were long days, and I was miserable. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to be there. I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't know. At the point in my life, I felt like everything was just coming so fast. And another thing, I'm not looking for sympathy at all. I want to share my story in hopes that maybe someone else who is going through something as similar as mine, there are other people out there, so you guys are not alone. And I felt so alone at this time. Then again, with everyone around me, so it's crazy what life can throw at you. I do feel as everything happened for a reason, and my little girl is such a blessing, so I'm thankful to have her. But straight back into it. Sorry, I'm everywhere. I remember having headaches, very severe headaches, and I was tired and very dizzy, like randomly. So I went to school. I didn't feel too good. I had a headache, and then I remember talking to my boyfriend. I was like, I have a headache, I don't feel good. He's like, are you pregnant? I was like, no. I was so in denial. I was like, no, there's no way I'm pregnant, no. And he was like, okay, whatever, kind of blew it off. So I said the same thing to my mom. I had mentioned to her how I wasn't feeling good, and she's like, are you pregnant? And again, me in denial. I was super irritated, and I was like, no, there's no way I'm pregnant, no. And sure enough, I think they planted the little seed in my head. And one of my friends from the cosmetology program that I was going to, we went to eat lunch, and she's a mother. She had been a mother for like 3 years maybe at the time already. And I kind of questioned her, like, okay, I'm gonna ask. And sure enough, she gave me the same exact thing. It was like description of what I was feeling, but I didn't mention anything. Like, I was like, whatever. And after that, it was in the back of my head. So sure enough, I took an at-home pregnancy test, and the second line to the plus sign was very light, but it was still noticeable. Like, it was still there. So I was like, am I pregnant? Am I not pregnant? What's going on? So I couldn't keep it to myself. I remember my boyfriend had a basketball scholarship out of town, but not too far, so I had driven down to see him and let him know the news and everything was going on. And so I took the pregnancy test, and he was like, we didn't know anything. We didn't know what the heck, anything about pregnancy test. So he was like, let's take another one, like it's barely there, like can't see it. And so we did, and it was the same thing. So we cried. We at first were like in shock, and then we cried. Yeah, we were both in tears, and we talked about it, and we were happy. We were both happy. Nothing but tears of joy. So I think the next day we had driven back up together, and I had work. So I went into work. I was working at Foot Locker at the time, and I went into work, and he had an eye appointment closer to the time I was getting off. So he went with his mom, and I remember getting off work and looking at my phone, and he's like, my mom suspects something, like she knows someone's pregnant. She doesn't know what to us, but she doesn't know. It's like, what the heck? You had to have told her. Like, there's no way. How do you just suspect something like overnight like that? So I went to the eye place, and she literally comes and opens my car door, and she's like, are you pregnant? And I was so scared. It's like, no, not me. There's no way, not me. And I wasn't on birth control, so obviously it was me. I didn't go around telling everyone that, but anyways, she's like, I've been dreaming of fish, I've been craving fish. She's like, an old folks tale says when that happens, someone close to them is pregnant. And I was like, that's weird. I've never heard that before. Never ever in my life have I heard that. So she literally talked about it all day. She's like, someone's pregnant, someone's pregnant. The night of, we were sitting in her living room, and I remember she was sitting on my left hand side, and I was sitting right next to Marcus, and he was on my right hand side. So she kept talking about it, and she's like, I'm gonna call this person and ask, I'm gonna call this person and ask. So she legitimately called maybe over 10 people and asked them, are you pregnant? And so Marcus whispers in my ear. I don't remember his exact words, but he's like, I'm gonna tell her. And I remember pinching him. Like, my nerves were raging throughout my body, and I'm so scared. And I looked away, didn't even look at her. And he was like, okay, you caught us. We think she's pregnant, but we are not sure. And she jumps up, and she's laughing, running around the house, just joyful, so excited, so happy to be a grandma. She was so happy. So that went super well, super well. Hold on, the baby's crying. Okay, sorry, the baby was crying. So where did I leave off? So we told her, and everything went well there. And me, on the other hand, I was so scared to tell my mom. And we had a good relationship, so I don't know why I was afraid. Well, I do know why. Here's why I was afraid. Because she just lost her son, and I felt so selfish bringing a child into our lives right after she just lost hers. So I felt selfish. Anyways, the next day, and I can't keep anything from my mom. Like I said, our relationship is so strong. Our bond is unbreakable. And it was just rough seeing her go through everything, my brother. It was rough. So I couldn't keep anything anyways. The next day, I ended up telling my mom. I texted her, and she kind of suspected something. I was like, what did I tell her? I need to tell you something. I think she asked me, she's like, are you pregnant? And I said, yes, but you can't call me right now because we're at Marcus's dad's house, and he didn't know yet. Marcus did not tell him, and so I wanted to tell my mom. So it kind of happened over text. It wasn't nothing like cute, like, oh, here's a gift, I'm pregnant. No, nothing cute like that. Like, it just, like, it happened kind of everywhere. But I told her, and I had called her after, and she was so excited. It's probably the most excited I've seen her through the whole situation that had happened throughout the last few months at this time. And she was so excited. She just talked to me. She's like, whatever you need, I'm here. She's like, we got this, we're gonna do this together. Just so loving and supportive. Exactly how I knew it was gonna go. So yes. And also with my mom throughout the whole pregnancy, she was right there by my side throughout it all. Like I said, our relationship has always been strong, but at this point it was just, I guess, growing up into a woman, like woman to woman, our bond was strong, and that's a different kind of bond I've seen with her that I've never seen before. I don't know, it was just, she kept her word. She was there when I needed her, but that's how she's always been there, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's crazy how my clothes didn't even fit me anymore. She would just show up with maternity clothes or just buy me stuff, like giving me advice, just the littlest things I appreciate her for. And I will never forget my pregnancy without her being right by my side. Yeah, that's what happened. That's how we told our parents. So moving on, I had a lot of complications. I remember bleeding not too far after. I had just told everybody I was bleeding, and I was in and out of the hospital. Am I pregnant? Am I not? So I remember the first time we went to the hospital was late at night, and Marcus had to drive back to school in the morning. This hour and a half, hour 45 minutes out. So it was like 11. We went in, me, my mom, and Marcus, and they gave me a blood test to see if I was really pregnant. And sure enough, my HCG levels came back. Pregnant, whatever. So we were all super excited. We were waiting for it. It's like, what if I'm not pregnant? What if I am pregnant? I didn't know what to feel at that moment, and I was. Like I said, I was bleeding, and so they were like, it could just be spotting, whatever, we'll keep track of it. It stopped, and about 2 weeks later it came back and more, and I did not know what was going on. I was crying, I was miserable, like, what's going on? Why is my life like this? Like, in so little time, what is going on? I was bleeding again, ended up back in the hospital. They gave me ultrasounds. You're not having a miscarriage, wasn't miscarrying. So I think that was the last time I stopped bleeding. But I did have complications throughout the rest of my pregnancy. She had like they called it a calcified spot on her sternum in her ultrasound. So they brought that up, and the doctor, I remember going to the ultrasound place, and the doctor for the ultrasound place, she was like, what did she tell me? I looked it up on the internet, and this is what it said. And when you hear that from like a doctor, like, okay, she said she looked it up on the internet. What is going on? Sorry, someone's calling me. Like, what is going on? I don't know what is going on. Why is she saying that? Anyways, so I went to reassure with my doctor, and they just kept an eye on it, but she's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with her now. If there's something wrong with her, sternum inside, you can't tell. Outside, like, nothing's wrong. They tested me, was pregnant, tested her, she's fine, nothing's wrong. So, next I came back my protein levels in my urine came back. I don't remember the exact levels, but they thought I had preeclampsia. Yeah, they thought I had preeclampsia, and so I was in and out of prenatal triage. It was just everywhere. I was ready at this point to get this baby out of me, and so I stayed on my birthday in the hospital overnight for a few days, and I had to do some tests. Everything came out fine, and that was July 3rd. My due date was July 30th, and I ended up having her on August 1st. So I will be introducing you guys to her very soon. She's the love of my life. Our bond is already unbreakable. I swear, she's only 3 months and we have the best bond already. I couldn't picture things any different. I couldn't picture my life any different. I just want you ladies to know, if you guys are going through anything similar, there are other people going through it too. If you feel such alone, or how do I say it? If you just feel alone, or you don't know what you're about to experience, or you just don't know, just know there are other people who have gone through it too. And that is just some advice that I can give, that it gets better. And children are blessings. I truly believe that, and everyone says that, but you never understand that until you have your own. And that's something that I understand now. And yes, so you guys are not alone. And if you're new, please subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.